You scrub, it smells like freshly cleaned. And yet the kitchen still looks dull, spotty, somehow never really clean. Most of the time it's not your fault, but a few typical cleaning mistakes almost everyone makes. Grandma would have just shaken her head at the stove, the sink, and the cloths. She had simple rules, gentle products, clear order, little effort. In this post, we go through the 25 biggest cleaning traps with Grandma's easy fixes. If you like these everyday hacks, subscribe to the channel. Let's start right away with mistake number 1. It begins on your stove. Using the wrong cleaner on the stove. A simple baking soda paste. Stir 1 to 2 tablespoons of baking soda with a little water into a paste. Apply to the cooled plate and let it work for a few minutes. Then wipe off with a soft microfiber cloth without pressure. Rinse with clear water and dry polish, letting grease splatters dry on. Right after cooking, turn off the stove, let the pan sit briefly, then wipe once over the cooktop, work surface, and tiles behind the stove with a cloth, warm water, and a drop of dish soap. No scouring powder, no scrubbing, just a quick daily wipe. Only rinsing cutting boards with water. Sprinkle coarse salt on the wooden or plastic board and rub vigorously with half a lemon. Then rinse hot and let dry upright. This removes grease, eliminates odor, and keeps the board nice longer. Only cleaning the top of the sink and forgetting the siphon and strainer. Once a week, put a spoonful of baking soda down the drain and follow with a jug of hot water. Remove the strainer, briefly boil it in water with a splash of dish soap or vinegar, and brush it. Put it back in. Done. Using kitchen sponges forever. Regularly boil sponges and cloths in hot water with a little dish soap or wash them at high temperature. Clear zones. Own cloth for the work surface, one for the table, sponge only for pots. Bathroom cloths stay strictly in the bathroom. Once the kitchen basics are in place, the rest of the household becomes much easier. Using one single cleaner for everything in the bathroom. Few products, but targeted. For sink and tiles, use a mild soap solution or pH-neutral bathroom cleaner. For the toilet, use a stronger toilet cleaner only in the bowl. Let everything work briefly and always rinse thoroughly with clear water. Using vinegar on natural stone and sensitive surfaces. Vinegar and strong acids only on insensitive tiles, glass, and ceramic. On stone, marble, concrete look, and delicate metals, use pH-neutral cleaners or mild soap solution. When in doubt, test first on an inconspicuous spot. Cleaning the shower cabin only when it looks really bad. After every shower, quickly go over the glass with a squeegee and wipe faucets and tiles in splash height with a cloth. Once a week, spray a light limescale remover or diluted citric acid, let work, wipe off, and rinse clear. Scrubbing grout with a hard brush or scouring pad. Baking soda paste instead of force. Mix baking soda with a little water into a paste. Apply to the grout, let work, and go over with a soft brush or old toothbrush. Then rinse with clear water and wipe if needed. Treating faucets like pots with scouring pads, only soft cloths and targeted descaling. Soak a cloth in vinegar or lemon water. Lay it on the lime-scaled spot, let work briefly, and wipe off without pressure. Finally, rinse thoroughly with water and dry polish. Once bath and kitchen are treated more gently, you've got the biggest problem zones under control, and then comes the next classic, the wrong order for dusting and floors. Vacuuming first and dusting afterward. Always top to bottom. First dust shelves, lamps, windowsills, and radiators, then vacuum the floor and, if necessary, mop. This way you only do each room once. Wiping smooth surfaces with completely dry cloths. Grandma always made the cloth slightly damp. A microfiber cloth with a little clear water is enough. For heavier dirt, add a small squirt of all-purpose cleaner. Shake out or rinse the cloth in between so you don't just move the dust around. Using one mop for all rooms, one mop for the bathroom, one for kitchen and dining area, one for living and bedrooms. Best with different colors or markings. After each use, wash thoroughly, wring well, and let dry. Using too much water on wood and laminate floors. Damp, not wet. Wring the mop or cloth so well that nothing drips. Wipe in short sections and ventilate well so the floor dries quickly. Treat spots only locally with a lightly damp cloth. Only vacuuming carpets and never refreshing them. Sprinkle a thin layer of dry baking soda on the carpet. Let work for a few hours or overnight and vacuum thoroughly. Test first on an inconspicuous spot. This makes the carpet noticeably fresher without any spray. Ignoring curtains, cushions, and blankets for months. Wash curtains, sofa blankets, and decorative cushions 2 to 3 times a year, more often depending on use. In between, shake them out regularly and air them outdoors, at the window or balcony. Washing cleaning cloths with too much detergent, less detergent, but high temperature suited to the material. A splash of household vinegar in the fabric softener compartment helps against odors and limescale in the fibers. After washing, let cloths dry completely. Don't crumple them damp. Putting microfiber cloths in the machine with fabric softener. Microfiber without fabric softener. Wash the cloths with normal detergent. Don't overload the machine and air dry. If the cloths are already too soft and smeary, wash once hot without detergent with a splash of vinegar in the compartment, using one cloth for everything. Color codes. For example, blue for bathroom, yellow for kitchen, green for floors. Once used in the toilet area, the cloth stays in the toilet zone. Rinse after use, let dry, and wash hot regularly. Storing cleaning supplies scattered everywhere without a fixed place. Small cleaning baskets by zone. One basket for the bathroom, one for the kitchen, one for floors. Inside, the matching cloths, an all-purpose or bathroom cleaner, a brush or sponge. After cleaning everything, back into the right basket so you find everything immediately. Thinking more cleaner means cleaner. Rather, less cleaner, but thorough work. Stick to the dosage on the bottle and take the lower end. Surfaces that come into contact with food, worktops, dining tables, get a final wipe with clear water at the end. Really using all-purpose cleaner for everything. All-purpose cleaner for light everyday dirt, home remedies for special cases, burnt trays or pots, get baking soda paste. Mix baking soda with a little water, apply, let work, wipe off. Limescale on glass, tiles, and ceramic dissolves with diluted citric acid or vinegar water, only on insensitive surfaces, wildly mixing different cleaners. One product per surface, always one after the other. Choose one cleaner, apply, let work, rinse thoroughly with water, and only then decide if you want to try another later. Never mix or pour cleaners directly together, letting strong products work too long. For the oven, apply a thick baking soda paste to burnt spots. Place a bowl of water in the slightly warm oven and let everything work overnight. The next day, remove with a damp cloth. Better several gentle passes than one aggressive cleaner left too long. Using home remedies in the wrong places. Vinegar or lemon water for glass, tiles, ceramic, and some plastics. Baking soda for odors in the fridge, bin, on carpets, and light crusts in pots. On natural stone, marble, aluminum, coated pans, and sensitive faucets, better use pH-neutral cleaners and test hidden first. Now you know the biggest cleaning traps. The real difference isn't in the bottle, but in your system. Grandma had fixed routines, no show. She knew, when the order is right, everything gets easier. First, tidy up first, then clean. When things are lying around everywhere, you only wipe around them and feel unsatisfied. Quickly gather up, bring dishes to the kitchen, pile clothes. Then every cloth goes over the surfaces in one go without constant stopping. You save time and nerves. Second, top to bottom, clean to dirty, dry to wet. So first dust shelves, cabinets, lamps, then work surfaces, tables, sinks, finally floors. And in the room, start where it's least dirty. For example, bedroom, and end in the bathroom. This way, you don't carry dirt into the clean zones. Many want to do everything at once. A full apartment clean on Saturday, 3 hours straight. Sounds efficient, but often leads to frustration. Halfway through, you're tired, start cutting corners, and end up dissatisfied. Grandma thought differently. Small, fixed portions. Daily 5-minute tasks. Wipe worktop, rinse sink quickly, squeegee shower, ventilate once. Weekly rounds. Dust, floors, bathroom more thoroughly. Change bed linen. Monthly or every few months, windows, grout, inside cabinets. This keeps everything moving without ever facing a huge mountain. Another classic is waiting until it's really bad. The longer you wait, the more force and stronger products you need. A light limescale rim on the faucet goes with lemon water. A thick layer demands specialty cleaner. A sink you wipe daily doesn't need an extra deep clean day. Then there's perfectionism. Magazine and online photos show sterile, staged homes. The expectation that it always has to look like that just makes you tired. Grandma was more relaxed, better regularly decent than rarely perfect. If the floor is clean, the kitchen isn't sticky, and the bathroom smells fresh, that's enough in daily life. Helpful are fixed time slots. Sometime cleaning almost always leads to procrastination. Set small blocks, 10 minutes after breakfast for the kitchen, a quick bathroom round in the evening, once a week an hour for the rough stuff, like the old wash days. Not because you have to, but because it's simply time. If you adopt this attitude, cleaning mistakes gradually turn into routines that make your daily life easier. In the end, it wasn't expensive miracle products that worked for Grandma, but her simple, fixed habits. A bit of baking soda, some vinegar, a good cloth, and a clear plan of how and when she did what. If you avoid a few of these typical cleaning traps, cleaning becomes calmer, faster, and your home feels lighter. You don't have to change everything at once. Pick 2 or 3 mistakes you've recognized in yourself and flip them. Write in the comments which of these mistakes you've made so far and which tip you want to try first. If you want more of Grandma's simple household hacks, subscribe to the channel, give the post a like, and next check out the video on the biggest washing machine mistakes.